It is a good window to be a Chelsea fan. It is a very good window to be a Chelsea fan because what am I hearing? Lacroix to Chelsea is a here we go. Baku to Chelsea is a here we go. Morgan Rodgers to Chelsea is a here we go. And the most important news that I've heard again today is that Ganatra is leaving. Is that Garnacho has left. Ganatra has left. Ganatra is now with Aston Villa. Ganatra has followed the Sancho way. He has gone to Aston Villa. It is a very, very good day to be a Chelsea fan. 2021. We hit the rock bottom by Abramovich selling to these people. And those people came in and they wanted to stamp in their own authorities. They started buying players that we do not need. They started spending money. Let's buy the young players. Let's buy the youth players. Let's buy the players that have future. Even though they are not experienced, even though they are not Premier League proven, just buy them. Just buy them. Use analysis. Once the analysis pops up, oh, this guy has a future. Let's buy him. Let's buy him. That's how they bought Modric. That's how they bought Garnacho. That's how they bought a lot of them. And I can tell you, 70% of those that they've bought are no more playing for Chelsea. And these guys have done this for the last 5 years. For the last 5 years. And we've been struggling as Chelsea fans. We've been struggling. And finally, we got Enzo Maresca. And we thought, okay, let's believe in what this guy is going to do. Is he going to take us to the right place? Is he going to take us to the promised land? And Man City came and they just did like this to Enzo Maresca, showing him some cash. And Enzo Maresca dumped us. He dumped Chelsea. And when he did that, we went back to the bottom. Back to the bottom. Chelsea finished 10th. 10th. Chelsea finished 10th in the league. So much for a big team. That's what these people did to us. That's what they did to this Chelsea team. But finally, they're waking up. They're waking up. The fact that they woke up, the fact that they first of all signed Xabi Alonso shows that they are now in for serious business. In for serious business. Xabi Alonso has the pull factor that any coach out there has. And that's why, and that's why he can pick up the call and call Morgan Rodgers and say, I want you. And Morgan Rodgers will dump Arsenal. Arsenal has Champions League, by the way. Arsenal is the current Premier League champions, by the way. Arsenal is in Europe, by the way. Arsenal has a lot of support now, by the way. Arsenal got to the Champions League final last season, by the way. And Morgan Rodgers will look them in the face and say, I don't want Arsenal. I want Chelsea. That is the work of Xabi Alonso. That's the market pull that he has. So getting Xabi Alonso is very important for Chelsea. And they've done the right thing. They've done the right thing. That's why Morgan Rodgers is here now. Prior to that, we'll see Chelsea is linked with this big player. Chelsea is linked with this big player. And as Chelsea fans, don't expect it to be true. Because you can only be linked with them. They are not going to come. They are not going to come. That's what has been happening. Prior to that, we really, any player that we want, we get. But now, That's why players will look us in the eye and say, I'm not coming to you. That's why Olise looked us in the eye and said, I'm going to Bayern Munich. That's why Mason Mount left. That's why all these players are leaving. Because we didn't have that pull factor. But Xabi Alonso in the club right now has that pull factor. Morgan Rodgers with Cole Palmer in the midfield. Left to middle to right, middle to left. Beautiful. We needed to strengthen our defense. Lacroix is there now. Cole Will is back. And I'm very sure Axel Disasi will be sold. It's a beautiful time to be a Chelsea fan. Baku will be announced soon. And Garnacho is leaving. Ganatra has left. Ganatra has left. I was one of the people that I said that Ganatra can be a backup. But it doesn't even, well, we should not lie. He tried when you bring him in second half. As a backup player, he tried. We shouldn't lie about that. But one thing about him is that he doesn't score easy goals. He scores difficult goals. And Chelsea will give you easy goals over and over and over and over again. And I do not think Nicholas Jackson is going to improve. So if Nicholas Jackson needs to be shipped off too, so that we can get a better striker, I'm up for it. As much as I like Nicholas Jackson. I like Nicholas Jackson. If you've been following me, you should know that I like Nicholas Jackson. But if he's not going to be to improve in the primary job of scoring that he's employed for, he should be shipped off. It's a beautiful time to be a Blue. It's a beautiful time. I can't wait for the season to start. I can't wait for the season to start. Let's go Blues!